Yo, what's up, strategists? Welcome to the Bitcoin Strategy. In this video, I want to unite all Bitcoiners under a token of celebration, celebrating Bitcoin's once uncharted heights of the chart now touch the community and what has happened in the space since Bitcoin's last peak. Let's get into it. Now, since Bitcoin's last peak in January, number one, the op return and spam war, many bad actors in the space like Peter Todd and Gregory Sanders tried to uncap a limit in the Bitcoin Core software that helps prevent spam on the network, although one of the main proposals were rejected. One is still up in the air. That's this one right here this is Gregory Sanders. And this one looks like it's about to go through. We have 4 approvals on the pull request, and a lot of maintainers seem to like this proposal over the last one. Both of them are bad, but looks like this one's going through anyways, even though community sentiment hates it. But uncapping this limit by default will not weaken spam on the network, as they claim. It will only make it stronger. The only ones pushing for these changes are the ones that continue to support spam, like Mara, or do spam themselves on a strictly monetary network like Gemini. Now, number 2, Bitcoin-Knots goes mainstream. Due to the attacks targeted towards Bitcoin Core, many of us Bitcoiners have decided to switch to an alternative implementation, that being Bitcoin-Knots. Knots gives us back control over our own nodes, what we want on the network, and whether or not non-monetary transactions should be allowed. Now, you should switch to Knots if you care about Bitcoin's use as a monetary asset only. That arbitrary data, pictures, all these tokens should not be on the chain. It should just be used for monetary transactions. Now, I have a video on this channel outlining the benefits of running Bitcoin-Knots over Core in a previous video, so go check that out. Now, number 3, Bitcoin Treasuries officially became a viable, widely recognized billion-dollar industry. Ever since MicroStrategy had its run-up in November of last year, everyone and their mamas wants to start a Bitcoin treasury company. It all started from Metaplanet to Cooler, and now to special acquisition companies like 21 Capital. This shows an increased, ever-growing institutional demand for Bitcoin as a safe haven treasury asset amongst gold and U.S. treasuries. Now, number 4, the U.S. and New Hampshire have introduced their Bitcoin strategic reserves. Now, Bitcoin has crept into corners of the government, with the most notable bills and acts being the strategic reserves passed in New Hampshire and at the federal level, showing government demand for Bitcoin. While this is amazing, I would still like to see more buying from the likes of the Middle East, China, Russia, Europe, South America, as a global system cannot persist without global distribution. If Bitcoin doesn't have global distribution, it'll make it no better than the paper currencies and their wars we have today. Now, number 5, OCC-regulated banks can now custody Bitcoin. This includes most U.S. banks, with the full list of banks in the description. I'll link the article for the list of OCC-regulated banks. While this is a step in the right direction for institutions that need a helping hand in Bitcoin custody, always remember, not your keys, not your coins, as we're going to see in this next example here. Now, number 6, in February, state-operated North Korean hackers have stolen $1.5 billion of Ethereum from the Bybit exchange and converted it into Bitcoin. Now, while Bybit had enough funds to cover the losses, this shows that no exchange should be trusted for Bitcoin custody. We're at the point, if one company, that being pretty much Coinbase, if they got hacked, they can send us into the bear market instantly because they control 11% of the supply. Now, the traits of a Bitcoiner. Joining the Bitcoin community makes you low time preference, resilient, relentless, and strong mentally and physically. Bitcoiners are always willing to learn and fight for a better future. Bitcoiners are strong enough to resent detrimental changes to the protocol, like an increase in block size with the Bcachers and the Bitcoin Satoshi Vision people, and more recently, the op return changes. Now, Bitcoiners are also low time preference enough to not dump their bags, relentless enough to keep buying, and resilient enough to get through the dips in the bear markets. It's a great being a part of this community. Now, remember in the mission, Bitcoin, a project made by Satoshi, whomever that may be, right after the biggest crises in the world, it's here to fix our money, to give us a solution to a problem we've been facing for centuries, that being human-controlled money. Notice how when we move off the gold standard in 71, while it wasn't perfect, everything went to crap. Now you're getting compensated less for the same amount of work. Of course, inflation adjusted. Prices are going up even though productivity is on the rise. Wages are stagnant. Shrinkflation is now a thing. Monopolies exist. Debt is on the rise, and AI is here to take your job. Now, Bitcoin is more than a way to just make money. It's a tool to fix the world. About half of the problems could probably be solved by switching over to a Bitcoin standard. Are you in the mission or not? Now, if you enjoyed this content, feel free to like, comment, or even subscribe. It's very much appreciated. As always, stay orange pilling, stack sats, and have a great rest of your day.